What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another open beta patch notes review. And today we have open beta 25, Goddess of the Sky, with, lo and behold, Newt, or as a lot of other people like to call her, Nut. And this is gonna be a pretty big patch notes, an update in general. Obviously comes with it. There's so many new things changing, so many new things coming. Just a lot of things coming, and I think a large part of it is due to the fact that high-res is going to be away for a little while in December for Christmas and holidays and stuff like that. So they decided to drop a mega patch. So a lot of people have been talking highly of it, and there are a lot, like I said, a lot of good things coming. It's gonna be really fun. A really anticipated patch notes and update in general to come. So, without further ado, as per usual, the URL to this will be in the description down below if you'd like to take a look at it yourself. But without further ado, let's do this. Let's do this. We have our new ported god, Nut. I'm going to call her Nut because it's how it's spelled. It's technically Newt or whatever, but you can call her Nut. She was actually one of the last gods to be ported into Smite 1, so a lot of people didn't play with her a lot, or don't know about her a lot, or don't care enough about her, or whatever. A lot of older people might have not seen. So she's not new. She's a ported god, but you know, a lot of people haven't really played with her, so she might as well be new to a lot of people, you know. But she is gonna be pretty much the same. So general range, basic attacks. One of the biggest things changed about her, which I do know a little bit about this patch, so there's a couple things I already know about her, or about this patch, which is going to be her. So she used to be physical. Back in Smite 1, she used to be a hunter, but in Smite 2 they changed her from being strength or physical to magical. So that's going to be something you're going to have to try to remember if you do know a lot about Smite 1 and you played with her and whatnot. She is going to be magical. They stated that it's a lot easier to implement in Smite 2 with all the restrictions from Smite 1 being pretty much lifted. So she is going to be magical. That's one of the biggest things changed with her. Scaling type is intelligence and strength scaling, so she can go intelligence and go that sort of mage route, or she can go strength scaling and at attack speed and go that like hunter type route. I guess in the same sense could also go like a jungler, like pure strength focused damage dealing build. Her passive is gonna be called Flux. While strength exceeds intelligence, ability hits grant stellar flux, which provides attack speed. Stacks decay every 3 seconds. Before it used to decay, depending on how many stacks you had. If you had a lot of stacks, it would decay right out of the gate. So this time each stack decays every 3 seconds, so it's like one after the other. After one stack decays after 3 seconds, another stack decays after 3 seconds, instead of all the stacks decaying at 3 seconds, which is really good. I like the way they do this with a lot of items and stuff like that, so that's very good. Otherwise, if you know, it's again, while strength exceeds intelligence, if intelligence exceeds strength, basic attacks grant Astral Flux. Abilities consume this for bonus magical damage and effects. So basically, if you have more strength and you're going like an ADC hunter route, your abilities grant Stellar Flex, which provides attack speed. So whenever you use an ability, you're going to get more attack speed, which sort of synergizes with your kit. Otherwise, when you hit somebody with your basic attack and you have more of intelligence build, so let's say you're building just pure intelligence, you're going like a mage kind of build. When you hit somebody with a basic attack, your abilities get bonus effects and do more magical damage. So in her 2, it'll actually show, so we'll go there. But yeah, so it's sort of like a inverse kind of thing. If you have more strength, your abilities give you more attack speed. If you have more intelligence, your autos give you more magical damage and effects. It's basically the gist there. Ability 1, convergence. Your attacks fire 2 additional projectiles that deal magical damage. These and your attacks pass through enemies. Astral Flux consumes 4 stacks to cause targets to lose protections. So again, this is basically the intelligence or magical side of her passive. Astral Flux being only granted when you have more intelligence than strength. So you won't always get this unless you go straight intelligence, which is really good because now you can do some good damage because you're gonna make your target lose protections. So in her ability to crashing comet, call down a comet that deals magical damage where it lands and less magical damage in the area around it. Enemies in the center are rooted, enemies on the edge are trembled. So very much the same in Smite 2 if you remember. Astral Flux, if you do have more intelligence than strength, you consume 4 stacks to cause the comet to echo, damaging and trembling again. So basically, in her ability to crashing comet, it goes down a little center part of it, it roots them, and then the outskirts of it trembles them. If you have more intelligence, then what ends up happening is it shoots down your comet and then echoes again. So it almost comes down again the second time and does extra damage. You know, synergizing with that intelligence magical based build. Ability 3, warp, teleport in the direction you are moving, and fire homing projectiles at nearby enemies that deal magical damage and applies a stacking slow. Similar to what she was before. It's not a very big teleport. It's like in eight directions, so you can go in any of those 8 directions around you and immediately teleport to that spot and do damage to people around you. If you have Stellar Flux, it resets cooldown of Convergence and grants 8 ammo. So this is going to be if you have more strength and intelligence. So you're going to reset your 1 and you get more ammo. If you have more intelligence than strength, you're going to get your Astral Flux, which consumes 4 stacks to fire 2 additional projectiles. Again, synergizing with that intelligence magical base build, giving you more damage, which will be good for that kind of build. And then ultimate ability Skyfall becomes CC immune and send into the sky. Fire a massive black hole that deals magical damage before detonating for additional damage and pulling towards the center, which is exactly the same in Smite 1. It's actually really cool too. And then you obviously go back. So you go up in the sky and you can, you know, go around in the sky and throw down your comet, but you go down exactly to where you last were to when you threw or casted your ult, basically. So that's basically her kit. In her regular kit form, where she was like 100, a ranged basic attack, ADC kind of thing, not much changes at all, really. In her, when she does get more intelligence scaling, she does get more, you know, added effects and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember. I think, oh, there was a +1. If, you know, in Smite 1, if you were to throw out your Convergence and you wanted to cancel it, it would put your ability on cooldown for the entire duration. Now what they do is sort of like a casting ability, or something of the sort, where you throw out your 1. If you want to throw out your 1, you're like, I don't want to use it anymore, and you cancel it, it goes on a 1-second cooldown instead of the entire duration, which is really, really nice. That's, I think, one of the +1s. And then the other +1 is, I think, you know, the passive effects and the fact that she's changed to magical now. So nothing too crazy in regards to that, but her intelligence-based build is, you know, really good and allows you to flex into different things, which is really nice. So that should be pretty fun. Aspect releasing in December 26th. I bet, you know, a bunch of you, I imagine, know what this is with all of the Geb leaks, or not really leaks, but PTS and Newt being his wife in mythology. Aspect releasing on December 26th. Aspect of the Cosmos. Flux becomes Cosmic Flux. So in her passive changes and she gets mitigation and decays, you know, 1 after 3 seconds. 1 stack every 3 seconds. Decaying past 10 stacks heals allies. So once it gets down to that 10 stacks, and then decays again, then you're gonna heal your allies near you. Base damage plus 20%. Scaling minus 20%. Obviously, you don't want her to be able to have as much, you know, scaling power if you build items like intelligence or strength. So her base damage is going to go up a little bit, but her scaling is going to go down, which is good. For support, Convergence, which is her 1, grants a mini version or itself of, I don't know, these guys, they don't know how to fucking write these goddamn patch notes or proofread. Convergence grants a mini version of itself to allies on God hit, I believe is what it's trying to say. Or does it make sense there? Grants a mini version or itself, yeah. So basically, you have, when you throw out your 1, it gives your ally a version of your 1. You know, it throws out a projectile of like cosmic stuff, I don't know, black holes or whatever. And basically giving your ally a a mini sunbeam bow. So when they throw out a projectile, it'll throw out some of like side sunbeam bows. So I wonder if it'd be interesting if you could do sunbeam bow plus this. That'd be interesting. Now crashing comments, stuns and slows. It's not a root and a tremble. It's now a stun and a slow, which is crazy. A ranged root is crazy. And then finally, warp grants CC immunity to self and one nearby ally, which is also really good and kind of crazy. So now you have CC immunity in your kit. If you 3, you know, grant the person to you CC immunity as well. It's only one person or one ally. I did know, or they did clarify, like, you know, if you're near 5 enemy or, you know, 5 allies, who's it gonna, you know, give it to? They said, like, when someone's being CC immune or CC'd, heavy CC or whatever kind of CC, it automatically goes to that person first. Prioritizes the person being CC'd more. So we'll see how that works in game. That's just one little tidbit I did learn about, but yeah, so she has like 3 different roles here. She can be ADC hunter, a mid mage intelligence-based build, and then you have aspect, which is support. I don't know how much you could do solo. It doesn't really seem like a solo kind of. It seems really much like a, you know, a support kind of playstyle. So there's Newt, which I'm pretty excited for. She wasn't my favorite, and she still isn't. She's just not my playstyle. She does require a higher skill ceiling with her 3 because, you know, she doesn't really have great getaway, and her ult brings her back to her exact location that she casted it. So, you know, it takes a little bit. She can be caught out pretty easy, but, you know, if you play her really well, you can do some things with her. So there she is. Pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Now, on to some Wandering Market stuff. We're gonna go through this pretty quickly. So we still got the peppermint candy thing going on. Make sure you get your peppermint candies. Which one is this? The Aphrodite skin with some prisms. Rectahall's Fenrir with some prisms, which I believe this was from Smite 1. And then World Kitty Jormungandr, which is one of my favorite Jormungandr skins, if not my favorite Jormungandr skin. It's pretty cool. Basically turn into a cat, and the prisms are different kinds of cats, which is pretty cool. Probably will end up buying this, even though I don't play Jormungandr that much. That's that cool. Let's see, support a store Christmas bundle holiday name flare is now available, which is pretty cool. Quality of life improvements, updated pause and surrender widgets to be clearer, which is always good. Lobby improvements, some visual changes for pick and ban, which is good. Support for default selecting god skin loadout. So now I believe whatever skin you chose last time, you'll be able to, it'll automatically default to that skin from what I'm hearing. Various optimizations, chat windows, prompts, and health bars. So there you go. I don't know what these optimizations are, but they are optimized, which is good. Surely. All right, gameplay aspects. Geb reworked. Here's the other one. Yeah, Geb aspect wasn't really popular, and it wasn't all that great either. I mean, you can make it work, and it can be good in certain scenarios. This wasn't really popular. A lot of other aspects. If you think like fucking Sobek and Hercules is one of them, they just wasn't really that great of an aspect. But with the release of Newt, you know, they found it in themselves, saying, you know, let's change this. So it's coming on December 19th. Geb's attacks are ranged, travel slowly, and pierce with damage fall off. So pierce meaning going through enemies. Shockwave deals circular damage, so very much the same. Crits trigger on hits and grants attack speed on god hits. So basically, his 2 can now crit. And it triggers on hit items, so like think of Tearfing, stuff like that. Grants attack speed on god hit. So now, I mean, kind of similar to Daji's 3. You know, it gives you attack speed, Daji's 3 in aspect form, I believe. It grants you attack speed only when you hit the god. So now it can crit, trigger on hit items, and now can increase your attack speed. Stone Shield is self only, so you can't go on your teammates. And buffs attack damage, so you 3 yourself and you can get even more attack damage, which is really crazy. Catalysm causes knockback rather than stun, which is also very similar to a lot of, you know, you want to get them off you because you're squishing it. You don't want them near you. So that's gonna be really cool. If you've seen it, it's really fucking good. Obviously, they're gonna fine tune it if they haven't already. I'm not sure, they probably have, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. Well, we'll see how it is once it finally comes live or fully comes live. And then they now are giving Cuckoo an aspect, was aspect of the Squall. It's releasing on January 2nd. Now you gain mana from jungle monster kills and god kills and assists. It's very much a jungler kind of aspect. Zephyr has a shorter range, but fires 3 projectiles. So, like a shotgun blast almost. Slipstream is always a dash and steals protections. So in a regular Cuckoo, you can 3 yourself using your tornado, and then your 2 becomes into a dash. Well, now it's always a dash. And now if you hit them, it steals protections, which means you do more damage. Whirlwind attaches to you and explodes in a blast that knocks back enemies. So now you can't even throw your 3 out. You 3 on yourself. It's a self kind of thing. And it explodes in a blast that knocks back enemies, which is also another form of self-peel, which I think is going to be really fucking good. He's going to be really hard to kill or, you know, attach yourself to. So this is going to be a very interesting one. Definitely pros and cons, obviously, which is really good to have when you have an aspect. That's what you need with an aspect. Aspect can't just be something clearly better than the other base form. So this one's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I think you still build in the same too, like mana based build. So those are your 2 new aspects. It's gonna be pretty fun. This one's on January 2nd. Like I said, they're doing this thing where, you know, they're leaving for, you know, the holidays and stuff, which is obviously good for them. You know, they've been working their ass off. They deserve a little bit of break, but in the meantime, they're giving us a lot of things before they come back. A new year. Game modes, Conquest. Here we go. Here's some other new things. This is another part of the interesting changes they made. So now layout and jungle camp, there's some changes to them. So side teleporters, back side harpies, and side oracles are now removed on both sides, making the map a lot smaller, which is good. Fire imps, which used to only spawn in that fire pit, I think until 15 minutes in the game, or 10 minutes, I can't remember. But they did despawn, so now they no longer despawn when other bosses spawn in Fire Giant Pit. Now, I haven't looked or watched PTS, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. If they don't despawn, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of times where, like, you might accidentally proc the Fire Giant. I don't know. We'll see, though. Maybe it's on the outskirts of it, I don't know. Fire Giant's Fury. This buff no longer scales with each Fire Giant that has been slain on the map. Wait. Fire Giant's Fury. I'm not entirely sure. This is already the Fire Giant's buff when you get it. So this buff no longer scales with each Fire Giant that has been slain. Okay. With each Fire Giant that has been slain. Now it grants a flat 50 strength with 75 aim, which is already higher. So now it's not going to scale with how many have been slain. It's just going to give you a flat amount. Moonlight Phase, which is a really good addition, but, you know, and it's obviously very important to get and capture and stuff like that. But then, you know, with these new changes they're making here, I think it's to make this Moonlight Phase so much cooler and more important. So now, winning the Moonlight Phase by gathering more shards now resets base teleporter cooldowns for all team members. So the 3 on each side. 3 on each side when you leave your base. Naga lane pushers can now be teleported to via base teleporters, provided they have pushed further up the lane than your furthest tower. So now you can teleport them, very similar to like Siege and Smite 1, if you remember. Ritual of the Full Moon Shift now grants a 5% movement speed, an additional 0.5% for every 5 shards personally collected. So now you get even more movement speed with each shard permanent or personally collected. Enemies are now revealed for 7 seconds, up from 3 seconds. So now you can see them for a long time. I didn't even know that. Holy, it's a lot longer. Remove the follow-up damage portion of the ritual. I guess that's why they're adding more time to it. However, now the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Moonlight phases now trigger various escalations in the map. And this is the big stuff here. 2nd Moonlight phase at 15 minutes, Moonlight Queen. The Queen Naga returns as a neutral boss that spawns only once in the Fire Giant Pit at the start of the 2nd Moonlight phase. Will despawn if not slain before dawn 18 minutes. So within those 3 minutes, there's going to be fighting. So this does not heal when leashed, does not respawn. Moonlight Queen stats scales every 1 minute max health. So she gains plus 300 plus 10 per minute, times per minute, plus 10 times per minute, I'm guessing. Either way, every minute she's going to scale up. She's going to get more strength, protections, and then you're going to get more XP and gold because of it. Now, when you kill it, it grants all team members Moonlight Queen's favorite, which is a permanent 5% strength and intelligence, which, you know, is pretty good. You kind of want that, and you kind of don't want the other team to get it. So within those 3 minutes, there's going to definitely be a lot of fighting, which is going to be... This is already so good. I love this so much. But there's more. We're not even done with this yet. Drops the ritual of Star Strike consumable item on consume. Grants all allies the Star Strike passive ability 30 seconds. For 30 seconds. Star Strike follows up ability damage with a secondary AoE explosion that deals 100 plus 20% intelligence as magical damage. Can only trigger once per ability. Let me read this again. I didn't actually see this part. So when you kill it, it drops the ritual Star Strike consumable item on consume, grants all allies the Star Strike passive ability for 30 seconds. So you can pick it up, and once you consume it, everyone on your team gets a Star Strike passive. Now Star Strike follows up ability damage with a secondary AoE explosion. So basically, if you throw out an ability damage, you do even more with a secondary AoE explosion that does 100 plus 20% intelligence as magical damage. So even more damage. Can trigger once per ability. So that's going to be even more damage plus permanent strength and intelligence increase. It's going to be really good, and it's only there for 3 minutes, so you only have a short amount of time, which means I'm guaranteeing, you know, it's almost 15 minutes. Everyone, we got to rotate, you know, kind of thing going on with that. Now in the third Moonlight phase at 24 minutes, Ancient Fury. Gold Fury becomes the Ancient Fury at the start of the third Moonlight phase. Ancient Fury debuff no longer disables backdoor protections. So, you know, backdoor protections meaning that you have to have minions or some form of, you know, Nagas in there, whatever. You have to have, basically you have to have minions in there to damage it, or to have increased damage on the tower. If you go in there and you just try to, you know, attack the tower or the Phoenix by yourself, or with, you know, with your team with no minions or anything with you, the tower or the Phoenix has, I believe, a 50% mitigation to it. So you're gonna be doing half as much damage if you don't have minions in there, for example. Well, now once you get Ancient Fury, now you can just go in there and just do full 100% damage. You don't even have to have minions with you, which is crazy. Yeah, they had to ban auto speed before they can implement this one, said by my boy Icons. But yeah, so this is gonna be really good. You know, around the Moonlight phase, Ancient Fury, this is gonna be very important as well. It's 24, almost getting to 24 minutes. We better get close to the Ancient Fury. It's another team fight. So it's really making the Moonlight phase more impactful, I feel like. More purposeful. Not saying it wasn't before, just more, I guess. And then for the Moonlight phase, when you're 33-minute mark, you're going to get Enhanced Fire Giant. They're bringing it back. Fire Giant becomes enhanced at the start of the fourth Moonlight phase. Enhanced Fire Giant stats bonuses. Plus 20% max health, 85 strength, and 85 intelligence. Now you pair that with certain things like the 5% strength and intelligence, and the backdoor protections kind of thing going on with there. It, you know, it becomes crazy. It becomes crazy, all these new changes. Sorry, I'm dropping my shit. Kill rewards. Grants all team members Fire Giants Rage. Grants 80 strength or 120 intelligence plus 30/45 over Fire Giants Fury. Okay. Heals 2% of health and mana every second, which is also increased 1% over Fire Giant's Fury. Oh, I see what it's saying. The original Fire Giant. So you're getting 30 plus /or 45 more intelligence or strength than, you know, Fire Giant's Fury before. Now it's 2% health and mana every second, which is 1% over Fire Giant's Fury, what it was before. And again, attacks bypass backdoor protection. So if you weren't already getting Fire Giant. If you weren't already getting Fire Giant and immediately winning the game, now it's just gonna be even easier. It's just gonna be even easier now, which is crazy. So those are the new Moonlight changes and everything coming to Conquest, which is absolutely wild. I love everything that they've done about this. There's not one thing that I'm like, I don't really like this. This is really good. It's gonna make the games a lot quicker, hopefully. And if it gets to that point where, you know, Enhanced Fire Giant is needed, whoever gets an Enhanced Fire Giant, yeah, it's wraps. It's wraps. That's GG's. So you gotta play the game more, you gotta play the game more carefully and more cerebrally, smarter, basically. Assault. Increased overtime conversion 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Increased overtime start 10 meters to 15 meters. Instead of adding 1 second of respawn duration every 30 seconds after 10 minutes, it will... Oh, it said minutes. Okay, 15. Not meters, minutes. It will now add 1 second of respawn duration every 45 seconds after 15 minutes. Okay. So it's going to make it to where, like, you come back a lot quicker now. And so an assault was reading, like, for you assault heads. All right. Now we're into... I usually say the good stuff, but there was a lot of good stuff back there. Some more good stuff. Like I said, this is one of the better patches we've had. Really good patch. One of the best patches we've had, actually, in a long time. I feel like, at least. God balance. Here we go. Agni nerf, aspect of combustion. Yeah, his aspect's been really good. Not a lot of people play him, but the people who do play him, you know, it's really fucking good. Does so much damage. Aspect of combustion, which is his passive, or in his passive of combustion. Combustion in his aspect, whatever. Decreased tick strength, scaling 2% to 1.5%. Decreased burst per level, scaling 10 to 5, which is going to be a decent nerf, I will say. So, slowly nerfing that, because I know I got nerfed before previously, but still very good. On her buff, shifting sands, increased damage taken 8 to 20% to 12 to 24%. Okay, so you're just increasing it by 4% in totality. Okay, gotcha. So now you're just gonna be doing 4% more damage in his regular form, which is pretty good. Increased strength scaling from 60% to 75%, even more damage in history. Slowly making on her a lot better in Conquest. I've been seeing a lot more on hers, and honestly, I don't mind it. He's actually not too bad right now. Now with this buffs, he's making pretty solid, I'll say. Audio nerf, thank you. God, I hate this god. It's impossible to kill. You build like healing items. It's absolutely annoying. So in specifically the aspect of Den Mother shape shift in her 4, while in aspect, Audio no longer gains the benefit of shape shift's passive, movement speed, and mana regeneration. Decompose, which is her passive, no longer applies anti-heal. Okay, good. So no more anti-heal with her. Energy Surge, Druid 1, now applies anti-heal. Okay, never mind. It's just been changed to these two. Now applies anti-heal on the Druid 1, and now applies anti-heal on the 1. It makes it a little bit harder to apply it instead of just immediately applying it all the time with her passive, so it makes it more, you know, intentional, I suppose. But, you know, this is good. These are okay. I think she's still going to be really good, though. She's going to still be healing a lot, being an absolute menace. Probably still going to be banning her. Certainly going to need some more nerfs, similar to ESET. Like I said from the start, when they nerfed her, I was like, there's going to need to be some more. This is like the 4th nerf of ESET. Dispel Magic, decreased silent duration from 1.5 seconds to 1 second, which is good. My God, is her 3 silence incredibly long. Jesus. Aspect of the Life Warden, Wing Gust, decreased healing. Heal scaling 6% protection to 5% protections. Another small, but very impactful, at least with the 1 nerf, so that's good. Hunbat's nerf, which is good. I think he's one of the top junglers right now. He's super easy to play. General, fix an issue where Hunbat's auto or attacks were dealing 5 more damage than intended. Okay, what an interesting specific change I had no idea about. Aspect of disruption. Infused strikes is passive. Remove bonus damage. Okay, good. He shouldn't be doing as much damage, I swear. His aspect, I just feel like his 2 still does similar damage to his 2 in his regular form, but that just may be me. But at least he, at least in his passive with like his autos and stuff, it removes bonus damage, which is good. Sacred Monkey, decreased strength scaling from 55% to 35%, which is good too. His aspect should not be doing similar damage. With a stun like that, it should not be doing as much damage, so that's good. Jormungandr Shift, now classified as a ranged character. Okay, interesting. This affects certain item interactions, such as agility relic. There we go. No, Jormungandr's movement speed penalty was already set to ranged on release. Okay, so they're just making it to where him and his agility relic is not as insane. Loki buff. Okay, so his Vanish, which is 1. Increased strength scaling per tick from 15% to 20%. Extra 5% strength scaling, which is pretty good. A lot of damage. I think Loki's actually underrated a little bit. I think he's pretty good right now. So this is going to make him even better. Agonizing Visions. Increased damage per tick from 13 to 33 to 20 to 40. So per tick. Wow. You'll be doing 7 more damage per tick, which is honestly, I don't hate that. Mulan nerf, decreased protections from 25 to 45 to 15 to 35 in her 3. And then removed movement speed from mastery class. Okay, so it's making her grapple less protections by 10 actually. So that's actually pretty significant. And no longer have movement speed from the mastery bonus. Thor buff. Oh yeah, Tectonic Rift. Decreased cooldown from 17 seconds to 15 seconds to just 15 seconds overall. So 2-second cooldown change. Nice. And then Berserker Barrage. Increased spin damage from 30 to 110 to 40 to 120. And increased cone damage from 50 to 130 to 65 to 145. So more flat damage in history, which is actually pretty good. It's going to make his aspect a little bit better too. Although I don't know if that's specifically... Maybe it's like a specific thing where they say like aspect. I think this might just affect his regular. Hopefully. Tsukiyomi buff, yeah, this guy just blows, I feel like, so, in his aspect specifically. Aspect of Mengetsu, Piercing Moonlight, increased dash damage from 70 to 175, plus 40 strength, plus 65 intelligence, to, oh my god, 120 initially, so initially you're getting a lot more, but, you know, it scales down actually to 200 now, plus 50 strength, plus 75% intelligence, so... At least in his aspect, his ult's going to be doing a lot more. I just felt like his aspect just didn't do too much damage compared to the other one, the regular Tsukiyomi, so it's actually pretty good. Shibalanke buff, aspect of the Night Stalker. Oh, we're buffing it? Okay. Branching Bola, increasing damage from 50 to 150 to 70 to 150, so you're getting initially more damage and it scales down to basically the exact same once you level it maxed. Increased scaling, 35% plus 55% intelligence to 45 strength plus... 65% intelligence. Okay, so you're increasing the scaling by 10 on each, and then you're giving it more flat damage. Oh, my shit fell. Hold on 1 second. All right, so yeah, you're getting 10% more intelligence and strength, and then a little bit more base damage initially. Not too bad. And then we got some relic overhauls. Oh baby, with some item balance. Here we go. So relic overhaul. Relics can now be used as components to build new active items. If they were your chosen relic, the slot becomes empty, allowing you to put a new relic in the slot. Each relic active will have a more powerful version of the relic, but will not be as stat efficient as other items would be for its cost. So it's gonna cost like 2,500 gold for each active relic. So basically, it's sort of like before you in Smite 1 where you could upgrade your relics, except now when you upgrade your relic, it takes up one of your active item slots and an item slot with that as well. When you upgrade it, so you're sacrificing a real good statted item for these relic kind of items. Now these relic items, they have some really good effects. Relic items to take part of your actual 6 slots, I believe. They have a lot of really good effects. However, like they said, it's not going to be as much. You're going to get like very minimal, stats, whether it's intelligence, strength, defense, all that kind of stuff. But you do get like a percentage from all percentage stats of all items. So we can read through these actually. So now, new moat of, okay, no, I see. No, is it 1250 gold? I thought it was like 2,500. Maybe I was wrong. New moat of chaos costs 1250 gold. 5% stats from items, so you're gonna get 5% of all your items. This item can be used as a component when turning relics into actives. I'm not entirely sure which one this one is. This item is used as a component when turning relics into actives. I think this is you get this and then you can turn your relic into an act. Okay, maybe that's why it's okay. I see what it's doing. So I think you have to get this, and then it turns your relic into an active. So this item you have to get, I believe, to turn your relics into actives. Okay, and then from there, then I believe now you can buy these. So, now you can get Blinking Abyss, which builds from Blink Rune plus Mode of Chaos, plus 1250 gold. Gives you 25 strength, 45 intelligence. Again, not too much, not really crazy amount of stats here. But you get 7.5% stats from items. And then on use, teleport up to 5.6 meters. 1 second after teleport, deal 150 damage plus 30% strength and intelligence in a 3.2 meter radius. If this damages a guy, reduce cooldown by 50 seconds. And now it can be used in combat. It cannot be used while firing an ability, but can be used in combat. So combat blink is back, and in Smite 1 they had fire blink. This is like a very toned down fire blink, but now you got fire blink too, which is really good. Now you can go blink and agate, or blink and beads if you wanted to, which, you know, there you go. Now we have Time Lock Aegis. Build from Aegis of Acceleration plus Mode of Chaos plus 12, 1250 gold, 20 physical, 20 magical protection, 7.5 stats from items. But now you become invulnerable to all damage and healing for 3 seconds, but you are rooted and unable to act. You can reactivate this to end this effect early, so you can actually cancel it early if you wanted to. However, while in stasis, regenerate 30 seconds worth of health, 30 seconds worth of mana, and 10 seconds worth of ability cooldowns, which means basically you're resetting all your cooldowns. So you use your Aegis, you're getting a bunch of health back. 3 seconds is a long ass time, especially if you're in a team fight. And the fact that you can end it early, you can actually play mind games with someone. If you're like, you used it before and you waited the whole 3 seconds, and you come back and that same, you use it again, they're going to be like, oh, he's going to stay there for 3 seconds. Let me focus on this guy. Well, maybe they didn't. You can cancel it, and you can just be like, oh, I'm gonna stay in this for 1 second and make them pretend like I'm actually going to stay here the entire time, and then you can just be right back up fighting them, and they're already focused on something else. So it could be a lot of mind games and stuff you could do with that. You get a lot of fucking health and mana, and you have your cooldowns reset immediately for 3 seconds. This is absolutely one of the best ones they have. They're gonna have to definitely nerf this, I feel like. I guess we'll see once it, comes fully live, but I think this is one of the best ones. This is absolutely nutty. Talisman of Purification now builds from Purification Beads, Mode of Chaos, 1250 gold. Decreased magical protections to 0. So this was obviously an item before. Now it's going to be changed into an upgraded part of it. Decreased max out to 0. Increased cooldown. So you get 15 cooldown, right? But you don't get anything else. Besides, the 7.5% stats from items, and now it still does the same amount of thing where this would be good on supports, obviously, where you cleanse people around you or purify, whatever. Agility Greaves. So this builds out of your agility rune. You get 5% movement speed, which is crazy. 7.5% stats from items. Range Gods plus 40% attack projectile speed. Now I've seen this with Geb too. It's really disgusting, but similar to what it was in Smite 1. What was that item called? What the hell was that item called in Smite 1? Well, basically it increases your attack projectile speed. So you throw out an auto 40% faster when you throw it out. The projectile speed, the distance between you coming out of your hand to hitting something. It's going to be 40% faster. 80% after using this active for 3 seconds. So it's going to make you even 2 times as fast, which is nutty. My God. Melee Gods. It also really helps you hit things because, you're not going to, the enemies won't be able to move while it's still thrown out. It's going to be immediately going to hit them, basically. Melee Gods. Minus 15% attack movement penalty. Minus 30% after using this for, for 3 seconds. So now you sort of just have hastened in this thing too. So on use, dash in the direction you are currently moving, you still have that too, which is crazy. Cooldown is 20 seconds. So this is going to be really good as well. So can't wait for that. I don't like that relic. Sundering Arc, reworked, removed, deal 175 plus 25 per level, caps to 500, level 13, true damage to jungle monsters / bosses, which is good. I'm glad they got rid of it. Sunder has been one of the most annoying items, most broken items recently, or for a long time. It's just like a must-build item if you want to win the game, because you can use it to secure objectives, which I just feel like is so brain dead. It's impactful and it's really good, but it's just just so dumb that a support can just walk up and sunder and just steal it. It's disgusting. Bleed is now applied to all enemies, not just gods. Bleed deals 50 plus 8 per level 3 times over 2 seconds to jungle monsters / bosses. Still deals 25 plus 4 per level 3 times over 2 seconds to everyone else. So it's not going to be as, you can get 500 true damage. Below 500, you immediately get the thing. the objective. Now it's going to be a bleed that deals 50 plus 8% per level, or plus 8 per level. So it's not going to be as good as it was before. I gotta stop messing with this thing. I'm just touching this thing over here. Sorry. New Sundering Echo. So now this builds from your Sundering Arc. You get 25 strength, 45 intelligence, 7.5% stats from items. On use, bleed enemies, dealing 25 plus 4 level true damage 3 times over 4 seconds. Jungle monsters bosses take 50 plus 8 per level instead. Enemies who die explode, applying this effect to nearby allies over 3 seconds. So this is okay, nothing crazy. I'm glad they kind of got rid of this. There's more DPS for you to do. You can still, and again, you can still sort of use this for jungle monsters and bosses, so it's still that too as well. Now Shell of Rebuke, this is one of the most OP ones, I think. Phantom Shell plus Mote of Chaos, 20 physical protections, 20 magical protections, 7.5% stats from items. Now creates an area of safety at your location, granting a shield/phantom effect to allied gods when they first touch the area. This area mitigates 35% of all damage up to a maximum of 40 plus 50 per level damage. That's absolutely disgusting, I feel like. Yeah, this is a must build on every single support until they nerf this. This is absolutely disgusting. The stats are still really good. I don't know what they thought they were doing with this. They're gonna have to reduce this. They're gonna have to reduce the amount of mitigates in the maximum up to. It's absolutely crazy, I think, in my opinion. I'm building this every time I'm playing support. My God. Items general. So new, we're gonna get a new item, Ragnarok's Wake, which is one of the coolest items that they've added recently. Costs 2,600 gold, so not too expensive, but not cheap either. 250 health, 45 physical protections. On use, choose a target location. After trailing for 2 seconds, become a meteor and fly to that location, dealing heavy damage and knocking enemies straight up on impact. That's really good. So basically, you can just teleport from the one side to the other, and if you hit someone, that's just a bonus. It's actually really, it's just a fun item, and you can get to the wave quicker, and it's really good. So that's gonna be really cool. Jade Scepter reworked, removed the current active. Now on use, place a Jade current at target location. After 1 second, it erupts. 1 second, it erupts, knocking away any god in the area, including allies. So now it's a more skill-based thing instead of just turning, using it before, and just knocking them up around you, or knocking in the location that you're looking at. Now you have to place it down and then hope that they're still on it, and then it knocks them away. Makes it more skill-based, which I think is really good. Because now you can just dodge it, if you're the enemy. Lifebinder nerf. It's about time. This thing has 60 intelligence. Did I not know that? My God, did it really have 60 intelligence? I thought it was always 40, but okay, that's good. And the Lifebinder is still going to be really good, and it's still. Yeah, it's a really good item. I think they just need to change the active. It gives you so much. It gives you damage, it gives you health, it gives you a shield, and it's up every 20 seconds. It's very good. Rigo Strider's nerf, decreased cooldown rate from 15 to 10. Okay, it's interesting, good. I didn't think Regrowth needed to change after they nerfed it a little bit more, but I'm not too opposed to it, I guess. Scepter Dominion buff, I've seen this one too, this is really good. Startup time, or the build-up time for this is reduced by 0.5 seconds now, so it comes up 0.5 seconds, the stasis that they call it, that much quicker, so you can see that more often. Spear of Negation nerf, decreased magical protection from 70 to 60. This was a really good item when they changed it as well. It still will be, but a little bit less. So, quality of life, and this is a fixed issue where some NPCs could steal Fire Giant buffs if they got the last hit. Oh, wow, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Fixed an issue where Runic Bomb could be stopped by walls. Fixed XP and gold cutting off. Remove double recommended tabs. Remove sign, roll, banner, non-conquest. Okay. Gods. Audio burst ability. Sound is easier to hear now that the sound is actually playing. Okay. Well, there you have it. All of the new changes. So we're going to go back and see the most impactful ones. Scepter Dominion is gonna be really good. Jade Scepter and very impactful. Ragnarok's Wake. You know, might have to build this. It's just such a fun item. It only helps that it's a really good item too. Shadow Rebuke's gonna be fucking OP. You're gonna build it every single time, I feel like. Sunder is gonna be good, but like I don't know if it's gonna be the best of them. They changed to Sundering Arc where it's not as much of you need to build this every single time, because if you don't, you're not gonna have objective secure. Agility of Greaves is gonna be really good, specifically on certain gods as well. Talisman of Purification is gonna be really good too. You're gonna really want that for your solo or specifically your support. They're actually making it a little bit less good. I'm thinking about it, because you don't get all this extra stuff. You just get the cooldown and it takes up your item slot. So there's that. Time Lock Aegis is going to be busted in my opinion. There's so many outplay potential, high skill ceiling, low skill ceiling actually too. In a way, like you literally just stay in one spot for 3 seconds. 3 seconds is an eternity in Smite. And then you heal and you get all your cooldowns back. That's really fucking good. I'm gonna see that all the time too, I feel like. Blinking Abyss is gonna be really good too. I'm gonna see that a lot all the time too, so we'll see. Again, there's pros and cons to it, which is really good, because can't have both the best of both worlds, but you might actually, because this thing right here exists. They're gonna need to tweak a lot of this stuff, I think, but it's a good idea. Okay, I'll give them that. Tsukiyomi buff's good, a little bit better. Thor buff's good. Nothing crazy though. Hunbat's gonna be the aspect's not gonna be as good, which is good. ESET nerf is gonna be good here. Audio nerf is gonna be a step in the right direction. Still gonna be a very good god. I'm probably gonna still be banning her. On her is getting a lot better. I thought it was already a pretty solid god, not the best hunter, but playable now. Now he's actually pretty good with these new buffs too. Agni nerf is slight, big-ish, whatever. Still gonna be very good as well. Got Moonlight Phases. You got 4 Moonlight Phases. Enhanced at the 4th, Ancient Fury at the 3rd. Remember these give backdoor protections. It removes that. Now you get a Naga, Queen Moonlight, or yeah, the Queen Naga, the Moonlight Queen at 15 minutes. So you're gonna be fighting that now. It's gonna be really good too. It's very important. 5% strength intelligence. Only there for 3 minutes, so a lot of fights gonna be going there. Some small changes to Moonlight Phases now. It doesn't do damage, but it reveals your enemies up to 7 seconds. Gives you some more movement speed based on how many shards you personally pick up. Now you get a Naga lane pusher you can teleport to, and then winning the Moonlight Phase resets your teleporter, which is really good. They're getting rid of the Fire Giant's Fury. This buff no longer scales with each Fire Giant. Yeah, now it just gives flat. So they're removing the old one and on with a new flat 50 plus 75 int, which is good. And they're getting rid of both sides of the map, teleporters and side harpies and oracles, which is good. New Geb aspect, making him ADC. Cuckoo Khan, January 2nd, making him a jungler. Geb on December 19th, so actually in the next 4 days. Some new skins, Jormungandr, Rectahall's Fenrir, is the kitty one. Aphrodite skin. And then we got Newt aspect of the Cosmos making her support. And you got your regular Newt here with your ADC and intelligence-based kind of kit with some small tweaks to her from Smite 1. And there you have it. There is your Open Beta 25 Goddess of the Sky update. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section down below, because I think this is actually a really good, one of the best open betas, patch note updates that they've had maybe ever. I don't know, ever. But in the recent history, I think this far exceeds a lot of others. Not to say the other ones were bad, but this one's just exceptionally good. I feel like everything in here, they cooked here. So, but yeah, tell me what you guys think. If you do like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot, I promise. Discord in the description down below if you want to join that. Twitch in the description down below if you want to support me there and follow me there. I go live pretty much every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday now. In the evening times, sometimes earlier, then once in a blue moon. But if you want to come over there and catch me live sometimes, yeah, so catch me there. Memberships are open for 99 cents a month and $2.99 a month, but not necessary, but very much appreciated if you do. But I think that's everything I have for you. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching.